Welcome to Bianca's Playhouse Talk Show. This is The Recipe, Episode 2, Love, All About Love, the recipe of our love, Bianca and Shay. There are many ingredients that go into our healthy relationship. We were blessed to fall in love 5 years ago and have celebrated 3 wedding anniversaries. Tonight, we will be sharing the ingredients that we have used to fuel and feed the love that we share. Some of those ingredients are having faith over fear. It allows us to live and love freely, to be our authentic selves. Being ourselves is essential to our happiness. Exploring the world together and enjoying each other is another essential ingredient in our love. Loving each other out loud, unapologetically, freely, whenever we want to, definitely an essential ingredient in our love. We fall in love over and over again. My beautiful mamacita, her love for us and her life is a reminder to live in every moment. Our children, grandchildren, and all of our family are essential ingredients in our love. We enjoy the moments and never take them for granted. Dates, time, and admiration, faith, trust, and communication are all essential ingredients. This love was prayed for and it is prayed over. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Recipe here in Bianca Studio. We just finished doing our 3-year anniversary photo shoot, and I thought it would be extremely awesome for us to start out my new show, The Recipe, with the recipe that we have concocted together to create a beautiful concocted together. See how we just did that. Together to create the love and the bond, the friendship, and all of that we have together, and that we have, continue to grow in the 3 years that we've been together. So today's show, the recipe is the recipe of love. That's how we're starting this thing out. So let's just jump right on into it. Okay, my last show on Bianca's Playhouse Talk Show was Sex with a Don't Be Like. And it was with this woman who I did not know.
Sex with a Don't Be Like, she married me.
Ooh, that was good. I ain't even gonna take your brownie points away from you. Okay. I'm sorry, but you messing up my nails.
I'm sorry.
Our handshake can't be right now. But anywho, yeah, so that was my last show, and then I've gone on a 3-year hiatus. A 5-year hiatus, because it's been 5 years that we've been together and 3 years that we've been married. And it has, I'm going to say, one of the ingredients in this recipe that we have cooked up together has been trusting my heart. Because I had to trust my heart and not let my mind talk me out
What
of...
made you trust your heart and not your mind?
Okay. So, after being hurt so much, in the past, and having a lot of negative things that have impacted me, I'm going to say negative. Mentally, as soon as I felt like, oh my God, I like her. As soon as I felt it and I knew, and I thought like, oh, she likes me too, I was like, I already started talking myself out of it, right? So I just could not believe that you really like me like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, you might be tripping. So I already was talking myself out of it, because I was thinking to myself, why would you? Like, why would you like me?
I was sitting in the car. I looked in the rearview mirror. She had this long black hair that was going past her buttocks. She had on this dress, and it looked like she was in a rush. But I looked, I said, good God Almighty, I got to go on her show immediately.
That is a lie, because you didn't even know about my show at that time.
I did. You had already invited me on your show.
Oh, so you saw me after. Oh, okay. I thought, oh, okay. See, I really was thinking like that you saw me before. I mean that when you told me that story was before you came on my show, or that was after. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's why you was calling talking about something. Yeah, we still doing the show. I was see. Oh, how am I just learning this part 5 years later? Got her. I got you. But anyway, that's why I was talking to myself. I started from the beginning of that moment that like I thought you liked me and I liked you too. I started talking myself out of it just because I just didn't think like you had already seen all my kids. My kids that came to pick up your deposit for your puppy. And you don't know, like we met because she was buying a puppy from me because I'm a breeder. Go to Puppy Obsessions. Get you a puppy. Let me help your puppy dreams come true. But she was buying a puppy from me, and my children had gone to pick up her deposit in my van. They had a window busted out with a trash bag on the side of it back then because I was going through a little something. So I'm like, it's no way that she like me. Like she knows how many kids I have. She knows like, this is not a woman that's rich. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, to me, I wasn't dressy around you. Because back then I wasn't like that. Unless I was on my show, I wasn't really dressing up. So I was like, yeah, I'm probably tripping. Like, nah, she don't like me like that. But it was like, as soon as you came on my show and you sat next to me, it was like you touched me during the interview. And it was like, boom. Like, nah, she like me. So I was like, oh, okay. It was, and since that day, we have not separated. We've not talked to each other. We've not been in each other's presence. It's just been magnetic. But even through falling in love with you, like the trust in my heart and not my mind came into play the night that we were in the car until like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was crying. You was crying. Like we both had them.
I wasn't crying.
Tear. But anyway, and we just
had no tear. It was a straightforward conversation.
Anywho, but yeah, so she, you know, we had a moment in the car. I'm gonna just say that, and we went on a date, and our date was to the fight. What's his name? Your tank fight. And so when we left the tank fight, it was like midnight, and we sat in the car outside of the place where the tank fight was until like 3 a.m. talking, and I even said it in there, like, I was like, how do I love you? Because let me tell y'all something. This is real spill, Holyfield, okay? That's my favorite. We met, we started doing the interaction as far as her picking up the puppy November the 17th. That was her puppy pickup date. She couldn't keep her puppy, so she called me a week later, Thanksgiving, and said that she couldn't keep the puppy. So we went through the process of her getting, because I was like, oh, baby, you're going to get your money back. I'm not giving it to you, but I will sell the puppy so that you can get your money back, because I'm not going to have you just be ass out. You feel me? So we went through the puppy process of me selling her puppy for her. And then that's when I invited her on my show because we kind of started talking, not like talking, but just talking in general. And I was like, you know what, I do a show. And I realized like I never really talked to a dominant female. Not in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't know any dominant females. I don't have any friends that know dom. So I'm like, I've never done a show with a dom. And Bianca's Playhouse is a playhouse. You know what I'm saying? You can talk about anything you want to. So I'm like, would you come on my show and talk about sex with a dom? Be like, because I'm really trying. No, honestly, I never, So anyway, she came on my show on the 23rd of December. And the reason we celebrate that is our anniversary, ladies and gentlemen, because we got so many, and a lot of our friends be like, I can't keep up. Well, the 23rd was the day she came on my show, and that was the day that I really fell in love with her. But how do you fall in love with somebody that you sit next to and have and like be on a show with the first day? And it's funny because my mom said when she said, I seen you had the girl up the street, Shay, on your show. And I was like, I said, yeah, Ma. I was like, she got a puppy from me, blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh, okay. I should have known then it would be something like, but she knew. My mom knew, like, just like I knew. But when we sat outside and we talked outside the tank fight, that was... We talked, and that was so
no tears were shed.
The show was on December 23rd, which was a Monday. We went to the fight that Friday. So that Friday, we already was both like, what in the world is happening? Like, how am I feeling this way? And I was in the car like, okay, I have never in my life been in love with somebody so fast. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know why I feel like this. But I prayed a prayer a month ago and I asked God to send me who it is He designed for me. And for years and years and years, I had been praying, God, send me a man. God, send me a man because that's what I'm supposed to have. That's what religion tell me I'm supposed to have. That's what people tell me I'm supposed to have is a man. And even though I might desire a woman, I've never prayed for a woman ever because that's not what I'm supposed to have. So I said, even though I'm feeling this way, and I know what people say, let me stop praying for a man and let me just ask God to send me who He designed for me. So I prayed and I started praying that prayer on a daily like a month before all of this. And so when I'm sitting in the car with her and she's expressing how she feel and I'm feeling how I'm feeling, and we crying.
No, we weren't. We weren't. We weren't.
Anyway, so because we had both been through a lot before
talking.
this moment, you know what I'm saying?
We was having a conversation.
So we having that moment, it made me like immediately just trust. I said, let me trust this because I prayed and I'm gonna have to trust this journey. And that's why we're sitting here today. Because trust is a major ingredient in this marriage, a major ingredient in our friendship. Like I trust her, I trust God, I trust our journey, and everything that we go through, I'm always going back to my prayer. And one thing I'm big on is being grateful to God for what God gives me. And God blessed me with an amazing friend, an amazing best friend, an amazing partner in life, an amazing wife. She is an amazing second mother to our children. You know, she's an amazing person overall. And so I'm grateful for her. And so even in moments when we are tested in our marriage and our friendship, when we are tested, that those are the moments that I resort back to that major ingredient of faith. So that was a lot to go into that ingredient, but that's what it is. So what would be an ingredient that you would say you implemented into our marriage or friendship?
Free in your heart, allowing you to be free as a person, period. To live in your truth out loud. That's what my ingredient I brought to the relationship, to the marriage, for people to respect you and your boundaries out loud. They can talk about you, behind your back. Talk about Jesus Christ, who cares? But yeah, that's my ingredient that I have brought into the relationship. It's just allowing you to, just sitting back and watching you grow as a person out loud.
Okay.
Unapologetically.
Absolutely. Because it has been unapologetically. I would say another ingredient for me would be having faith in you. And I lost having faith in someone loving me properly a long time ago. And the way you love me has allowed me every day to have more faith in you. And faith, like, if I feel like, okay, we're slacking off, like, or things are dwindling down and we're getting to a rocky place, I have faith that we'll get back. You know what I'm saying? I have faith that you're going to do the work just like I'm going to do the work. I have faith that you love me enough to make the changes because you've already shown that. So keeping that faith in you is a major ingredient as opposed to, I'm going to say, how I've been before in past relationships. I've more had faith that the person is not going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you ain't going to get it together, so let me just go ahead and rock off. You know what I'm saying? I've learned from that behavior because, a major thing in life is, you speak into existence, what it is that you want. And the tongue has power. Just like me praying the prayer that I prayed, your words have power. So instead of me saying like, oh yeah, she ain't going to do it, when we go through something, I'm like, you know what? She loves me enough, and she loves us enough, or I speak life into it, and have faith that things will be what I know it should be. All right, what's another one for you?
Allowing you to love me. when you go through a lot in life, you don't allow people to love you. It's kind of like having a guard up. So I allowed you to love me. That was definitely an ingredient, trusting that it's okay for you to love me. You're not going to hurt me. You don't mean any harm towards me.
Mm-hmm.
You're not trying to put a mask over your face. And then 20 years later show that you're a different person. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Freeing your heart, allowing you to be free as a person, period. To live in your truth out loud.
Mm.
That's what my ingredient I brought to the relationship, to the marriage, for people to respect you and your boundaries out loud. They can talk about you, behind your back. Talk about Jesus Christ, who cares? But yeah, that's my ingredient that I have brought into the relationship. It's just allowing you to, just sitting back and watching you grow as a person.
Okay.
Out loud.
Okay.
Unapologetically.
Absolutely. Because it has been unapologetically. I would say another ingredient for me would be having faith in you. And I lost having faith in someone loving me properly a long time ago. And the way you love me has allowed me every day to have more faith in you. And faith, like, if I feel like, okay, we're slacking off, like, or things are dwindling down and we're getting to a rocky place, I have faith that we'll get back. You know what I'm saying? I have faith that you're going to do the work just like I'm going to do the work. Mm-hmm. I have faith that you love me enough to make the changes because you've already shown that. So keeping that faith in you is a major ingredient, as opposed to, I'm going to say, how I've been before in past relationships. I've more had faith that the person is not going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you ain't going to get it together, so let me just go ahead and rock off. You know what I'm saying? I've learned from that behavior because, a major thing in life is, you speak into existence, what it is that you want. And the tongue has power. Just like me praying the prayer that I prayed, your words have power. So instead of me saying like, oh yeah, she ain't going to do it, when we go through something, I'm like, you know what? She loves me enough, and she loves us enough, or I speak life into it, and have faith that things will be what I know it should be. All right, what's another one for you?
Allowing you to love me. When you go through a lot in life, you don't allow people to love you. It's kind of like having a guard up. So I allowed you to love me. That was definitely an ingredient, trusting that it's okay for you to love me. You're not going to hurt me. You don't mean any harm towards me. Mm-hmm. You're not trying to put a mask over your face. And then 20 years later show that you're a different person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, so we have trust, faith, you free in my heart, and you, what was that last one? Say how you said it.
Allowing you to love me.
Allowing me. Yeah, that's deep, because a lot of times people aren't able to have a healthy relationship because they don't allow somebody to love them, like, because you are guarded. What would you say an ingredient has been in our relationship when it comes to the hardest parts of our relationship? Let's just say, what's an ingredient to you being able to come into this marriage, which I'm sure everybody probably want to know, being able to come into this marriage and be able to say, I'm going to be a part of a household that has already been created with so many children?
What you mean?
Like, there has to be some ingredients there that for you that say that has allowed you to be able to be comfortable enough to come and be like, okay, I'm gonna be with this woman with
that's because I love me enough. You get what I'm saying? So I'm confident enough within myself to not only for me to have enough love for you, for me to have enough love for everybody else. You get what I'm saying? So like, I've always wanted a big family. I've always wanted a lot of children with a big house and a white picket fence. So to me, it was like natural.
It was easy.
It was easy.
And it's funny because I know on your end, there was a lot of, are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure, girl? Because, it was a lot of that. So and you don't gotta get deep, but just what's something that you were able to tell people that were asking you, are you sure, that kind of shut them up?
Because she loves me for me. She loves me unconditionally.
Oh, okay, so your are you sure's were people thinking that I was like needing you for financial stability?
Yeah.
Dummies. Because how would I need her for financial stability when I've been stable? Like,
it's just one of me.
Yeah, like it's just like how could that even be possible? Like, this woman has been withstanding her own all this time, and now I'm gonna need somebody to take care of me? Absolutely not. Zombie. But okay, anyway, and that's another major ingredient in our relationship. We are able to be kiki kaka together. Like, and I love that for us. I love the laughter that we share. Mm-hmm. I love the way we can joke about any and everything. That's another major ingredient in a relationship is laughter and friendship. Friendship is major. Like, there's a lot of people that are in relationships that are not friends, that do not really like each other, but they tolerate each other and they deal with each other because they don't want to be alone, or they deal with each other because they're afraid of what the world or their family or somebody else might think if they separate. So I'm grateful that we are blessed to have a good friendship, and I'm grateful that you're my best friend.
Oh, I'm grateful that you're my best friend too.
Yeah, I love when you be like, you know what, you're my best friend. And I be like, girl, you're my best friend. So I'm grateful for that. But those are just a few of the ingredients that we have implemented in our marriage, and in our relationship.
And stand your ground.
Oh, and stand your ground is a major ingredient as well, because sometimes you gotta
just cause everybody else in the world don't like it, don't mean you stop doing what you're doing or living your life the way that you want to live it, because everybody else has a problem with the way that you live your life.
Right.
It's your life to live.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Standing your ground is definitely a super important ingredient, because you don't want nobody running all over you. And somebody could be your mama, your daddy, your sisters, your cousins, everybody else that's running all over you, telling you what you should do. Meanwhile, they happy at home and they got their own lives to live, and you going home sad because you haven't stood your ground, and you aren't being the person that you want to be because of what everybody else's opinion is about what it is that you're doing. So I think that's huge. That's an ingredient in self-care all the way around, honestly. But but it's definitely an ingredient in a relationship, because another thing that people do, they always tell you, preachers tell you this, imams tell you this when you get married, like, do not bring people into your business, because then they always got an opinion about your relationship and about whatever. That's super important when it comes to standing your ground, because if you tell everybody about what you got going on, and then they're telling you what you should be doing in your relationship. So now you done vented to your homegirl, you done vented to your auntie, because you need to tell your auntie about what's going on in your marriage, and your auntie is like, girl, leave right now. You need to leave that person alone. You need to get a divorce. You need to be, and then you feeling pressured to go home and divorce or leave the person that you with because of what auntie just told you should do, instead of standing your ground and saying, okay, auntie, I vented to you because I needed to vent, but I actually left my person, okay? And I really don't want to leave. You go home trying to figure out how you going to leave this person, So standing your ground is super big, but also being careful of who you talk to and who you bring into your relationship is a super big thing as well. So that's an ingredient. Keeping people out your business, keeping people out your relationship, and being mindful of the people that you do allow to be in your business and in your relationship is a major ingredient. So I hope you guys were taking notes and that you put together some of those ingredients that we just now implemented. We're going to put them up here so you can see all the ingredients that we have been using. Well, some of the ingredients that we have been using that we talked about tonight. And put yourself together a nice recipe of love, because God has blessed us to have love and happiness. And we rebuke the evil eyes that are looking at us right now that might be thinking like, let me say some negative things or bad things or speak bad. We rebuke you, okay? Because God has blessed us and we pray our way through. Prayer should have been the first thing. One of the best parts of this love is, for me, that we can pray together. That was a huge thing for me in the very beginning. That was like top of my list. Like when I start dating, I need to know like what's your relationship like with God. And her relationship was not very good when I met her. But I said, oh baby, we're gonna have to fix that. Because I love God. So you gotta love God too. And if you're not in love with God, then something must be going on. There must be some trauma there or something going on that you aren't in love with God. But we're gonna fix that. And I'm grateful that you allowed me to guide you through your journey of healing so that you could have the relationship that you have with God and so that you could be who you are today. And that was one of the best parts of our wedding. That was 3 years ago yesterday, was when you were giving it, when you were doing your vows and you thanked me for helping you with that. And that is super important to me. So that's a major ingredient. God is a major ingredient in our life. And I think that's one of the things that kind of like irritate me the most when it comes to religious people, when religious people are like, you doomed, you're going to hell, and God is so against this. Like, God created us this way. God created her this way. You know what I mean? God created us in this way. And if you trust God and like God's command and God's will is God's will. Like we're not bad people where we over here just doing bad things. Like we we love God. We pray together. He is a major part of our life, and we would not have the happiness and the peace and the joy that we have within ourselves and within each other if we did not have God. So to take him out of to make it like anything of it, it's just bad. So I ain't gonna keep going deep into that, but God is a major ingredient. Prayer is a major ingredient. And loving each other, trusting each other, having faith in each other, and allowing each other to be who we are authentically. And that's another amazing thing. Like me being able to be me freely, authentically, and not even have to like just cover up or be somebody else. Like me being able to truly be 1,000% naked with you in every way is like beautiful for me, and it allows me to love you more and to allow you to love me more and be okay with that. So implement those ingredients, ladies and gentlemen, and prayerfully God will bless you with a happy relationship, marriage, friendship, all that good stuff. You can even implement these ingredients into a recipe of love for yourself. Start loving on you. You know what I mean? So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching to the end. Make sure you watch next week because we might just be live, or I might just go ahead and do another show like this. But we'll have guests. We'll have different people. It won't just be my beautiful wife. All right. Make sure you are following and subscribing to Bianca's Playhouse Talk Show on Facebook, Bianca's Studios on Instagram. I am Bianca on TikTok, and Bianca's Playhouse Talk Show on YouTube. You need to be in all of those places, okay? Because there's different things going on in all those different places, but it's all Bianca. And I just need you to be a part of it. So make sure you follow and subscribe. Thank you again for tuning in. You could go ahead and hit that share button down there. I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd actually appreciate it. And the like button, and you could even comment. Bye. Thank you, baby, for being my guest.
You're welcome.
You excited about me being back?
Yeah.
You are?